Hi everyone, welcome back to Viva Pilates. Today's video is a footwork. It can be a continuation of my previous video about foot awareness, but it can also be done by itself. And since we are constantly on our feet, it's good to give them some love and care. So let's get started. Okay, so today we're going to work standing, and just two quick things before we start. One, you don't need your mat unless you want to be on a soft cushion surface, but if the mat is too cushion, usually it makes a little bit more unstable for the ankles. So I'd say just on the floor or carpet, you should be fine. And also stay close to maybe a wall or a chair, as long as it's nice and heavy. Furniture, if you feel like you need to hold on to something when you're working standing. And also, actually, third point is bare feet is better because you can have a better perception about your feet. Having said that, we're ready to go. So we start in a fist distance apart, but then if you're not sure about how much is fist distance apart, bring your feet together as one unit, and then move, keeping your heels together, moving the forefoot apart, and then like about 5 to 1 on the clock, and then bring your heels apart, and you should be about a fist distance or one fist between your knees, and that's it. And we'll start just leaning front and backwards. We did that in the previous video. I'm going to show you sideways. It's just a way to wake up the feet and give you more awareness about where is your body weight. So see how it feels when you go forwards, when you go backwards, what feels easier for you. There's no right and wrong, it's just body perception. Just be mindful about your knees, though, to avoid locking them. And then once you've done a few times front and back, we then go from side to side. So now you feel the medial and lateral borders of your feet. And again, it's the whole body moving, not your pelvis shifting, which is good for the hips, but it doesn't give you the same feeling on your feet. And then we combine both and do like a all around circle, going to all corners of your feet. And then we're doing 3 now, and reverse. Feel free to do more if you feel like you need more repetitions to wake up your feet. And once you've done the same amount in each direction, stop in the center and just notice how it feels if you're more aware about your feet. And now we're going to lift the toes and keep the ball of your foot and your heels pressing down. And also pay attention if your feet don't tend to turn out, if they're not turning inwards too much. We're trying to be parallel, and then you release the toes. And let's just do a couple more. So you lift the heels, bring your awareness to the ball of your foot, and then release. And again, so you want to try and think of as if you had a tripod in your feet. So you want to bring awareness to the corners of the ball of your foot and the center of your heel. And then it gives you a good base of support. And then release the toes. Try and spreading your toes as much as you can. I like pushing my big toes down to try and spread more my toes, and then having the knees soft. And now top of your head keeps growing up to the ceiling, so you create space in your body. We start lifting one heel up and then down. And as you do this, pay attention and see if you can keep your pelvis stable. Because when the pelvis does this, when we lift the heel, it means the standing leg is not really working. So push the foot completely down, your heel, your toes, as you lift the other heel, so that you feel the connection with the whole leg, with your hips. And then we're going to add to that. So we lift the heels, feel the toes pushing down. Now see if you can go all the way to the tip of your toes. Then spread your toes and ball of your foot, and then heel down. So lift your heel, go up to the tip toes, spread toes, ball of your foot, and heel. And we'll do a few more times just so we can articulate the whole foot, prepping for what is about to come. And one more each side. And you can stay sideways to a wall if you prefer, depend where you are in space. And now we're going to do both heels going up at the same time. So I like to add my arms reaching forwards as if they were inviting my heels up, and gently you lower. Focus on keeping your big toes heavy down as if you're holding a ball between your ankles to give you stability. Also, go just as high as you can maintain your stability. If you go too high and your feet keep turning out, there's no point. Otherwise, we'll be strengthening the muscles in a not very nice way, as we want to keep, a stable and better alignment in your feet. And then keep your head reaching up to the ceiling, and keep this feeling of your fingertips reaching forward. So lots of energy through the arm, through the head, down through your feet, and down. On the next one, we hold it up, and now we drop one heel and lift, what we call prances, and up. So if you have done a reformer class before, you were familiar with this. And then the knees are pointing forwards, not to the side. And feel as if you're pushing your heel down with your glute, with your bottom muscles to engage the whole leg. And again, if you find yourself wobbly, hold on to something. And let's do one more, each foot. Then both heels up, both heels down. Give your legs a bit of a shake. And now we're going to add to that. So now we're going to do the calf raises combined with a mini squat. So parallel feet again, arms reaching forwards. Lift your heels as high as you can. Keep your ankles stable, and then you bend your knees a little bit. Imagine you are sliding your body against a wall. Push yourself back and lower the heels. I'm going to show you sideways. So reach your arms, and again bend your knees, and trying to keep your back straight, so connecting the back muscles, the abdominals, not tilting your spine forwards. And then up and heels down. I like to think as if I had my heels on a platform or two little balls, and when I go down and up, I don't push my heels down or any higher. I keep their position and just move for my knees and my hips, let's say. And of course, if you feel okay to go all the way up, do so. Challenge yourself. And then down. And we're going to do another two. Keep thinking of your head reaching up to keep length through the spine. Focus onto something. Don't turn your head when you do this. And down. And one more. And down. And up. And lower. Great. And now we're going to do the same work with your feet, with your heels together in a small V. We do lots of small V positions in Pilates. It's a great position to get your core connected, which also involves your hip muscles, your inner thighs, not only the abdominals, your back muscles. So just by connecting your heels, think of growing tall, pushing your feet down, your body naturally organizes itself. So our bodies are very clever. But when you go for this position, if you can keep your heels together because of your knees, if they kind of lock or they can be together, you can use a ball or rolled socks or a little cushion, put between them, and or a block, because usually the blocks are quite light, and they will help with that. Another way I usually ask my clients to try first is bending the knees nice and out, keeping the heels together, and maybe opening the feet a little bit wider, the toes apart. And from this position, you try and stretch your legs as much as you can without losing the connection between your heels. So even if the leg's not completely straight, you can still get this midline connection, and it also works, okay? And then we're going to start lifting your heels, keeping them together. So because we reach the arms forward in the first variation, I'd say now let's reach your arms to the side. Feel like reaching out to the corners of the arms, the head to the ceiling like a beautiful star. And then you lower. And again, reaching up, and work to keep your heels together, even if you just hover your heels to start with. But that's the idea here, to keep them work together. You're gonna feel great work around your hips, inner thighs, core connection. If your heels keep going apart, we lose all of that. So really work hard to keep your heels together. And we go for another one like this. And guess what? We're gonna add the little squats. So we bend the knees, and because your heels are together, your knees need to go out to the side. Start small and progress with the repetitions. And we wanna open the knees out, work on the hips, improving a range of motion, up and down. Just to show you sideways as well. So when we have tighter hips, it's usually harder to open the knees, wider apart, and then the tendency is that we start to lean forward to compensate for the lack of mobility on our hips. But let's not do this. Let's work to keep our backs upright, which is also great for posture and to work your back muscles. And then you try work on your hips, opening the knees nice and wide. And then again, if you feel like you're going all the way down, do so, but keeping your alignment. And down. And one more. Again, heels stay stable, same height as you move up and down, and lower, and whoo! I don't know about you, but I'm feeling warm. Shake it off your legs a little bit. And then if you feel like you need a bit of a stretch, I'm gonna show you sideways. You can be facing the wall, hands onto something. Take a step back with one foot and place your heel down. So you need it to be comfortable to keep your foot flat. Sometimes people go too far and they struggle, so ended up compensating on your hip. So heel pressing down, and then you bend your front knee and maybe tilt your spine a bit forward so you keep your back straight. Be careful not to be leaning backwards, otherwise you touch your lower back. If you don't feel enough, just walk the front leg forward a little bit, draw the belly in, and grow tall. I like very much to move when I'm stretching. So I lift my heel a little bit and lower, doing just a little movement. And every time I lower my heel, I think of pushing it down a little bit more. And then changing direction a little bit. So I turn my heel in, so my hip is doing an extend rotation, and then the other way around. And why I do this, our muscle fibers run in different directions. So when you change the position of the limb, we can, benefit the whole muscle. And then step forward, and then you change. And same thing. On the previous video, I showed you a stretch to do using the ball, under the ball of your foot to stretch your calf, so you can use that version as well. And then a little bit to the side, back to center, and forward. Feel free to repeat the stretch if you feel like you need. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed. Give it a go and let me know how you feel. Thank you very much for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao! If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe buttons, as it will help me a lot. And if you didn't like it, please let me know in the comments below so I can improve for my next videos. Thank you very much.